Alright guys, welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is Ali Plays, and today we're doing the Faction Wars Prep series. We're just going to be looking at the rares and uncommons. If you guys haven't checked out, I've done the Bandit Lords and High Elves already in one video, and the Sacred Order and Barbarians as well, and the Ogden Tribes and Lizardmen are also in one video. So today we're going to be doing the second part of the Gallon Pact. We're going to be doing the Skinwalkers and the Orcs. So some people are thinking that Faction Wars is going to be Tellarians, is going to be one faction. Gallon Pact is going to be one faction, and the Corrupted is one faction. Personally, I think that the factions are going to be separated, because if it was all one faction, like the Tellarians, all one faction, that would be much easier for us. And we all know how Plarium makes things hard for us. So that's one of the reasons why I don't think they're going to be doing that. I mean, it would be better if they do it, but I don't think they're going to do it. Okay, so we're going to get started. So, the Skinwalkers only have two uncommon champions. They have Windtalker. So Windtalker seems to be the better of the two. Because of his A2, he places a 60% increased defense buff on a target ally for 2 turns. And then he heals the target ally by 20% of their max HP. So this champion is very easy to acquire. You can get it from the marketplace or from mystery shards. And yeah, so it's easy to level up his skills. So this is on a 3-turn cooldown, and then the heal will be much higher if you max it out. Sorry, that's a 2-turn cooldown, so that's even better. And he's a support unit. And then the next guy that we have here is Satyr. Satyr? I don't know. Satyr. Attacks on an enemy and has a 25% chance of placing a 15% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. That chance can go up if you max it out the ability, obviously. This move is pretty good too. His A2, he attacks 4 times at random and decreases the turn meter by 15% if this attack is critical, and that can be a 3-turn cooldown. So this guy will not be dishing out too much damage since he's HP based and his damage is based on attack. We only have one farmable champion from the rares, so yeah, we're moving on. We have Greybeard. So Greybeard is good because he has provoke on his basic attack and he's defense based. You don't have to worry about, I mean, it's damage based on attack, but we're just looking for the provoke here, so it doesn't really matter. What I like about him is he has an AoE that can freeze enemies for 1 turn, and the damage inflicted is proportional to defense. So this guy is very good because he's defense based. And the 25% chance when maxed out is going to be a 40% chance of placing a freeze. So this guy is very good at building some accuracy. Some defense gear. Yeah, he's gonna be very good. And it's a 3-turn cooldown for his A2. His A3, he places a shield buff on the champion for 2 turns, and he has a 80% chance of placing a counterattack buff on himself for 2 turns. And the value of shield is proportional to defense, and this buff cannot be removed, so that's very good. And it can be a 4-turn cooldown when maxed out. His aura skill is not viable. So one weird thing about this faction, the Skinwalkers, they only have 1 attacker from the rares and the uncommons. So we only have Blood Painter. So if you have Blood Painter, I would recommend holding on to him and working on him. He has a double hit on his basic attack that has a 15% chance of placing 5% poison debuff for 1 turn. If you max it out, there's going to be a 25% chance of placing 5% poison. His A2 is an AoE that has a 30% chance of placing a 50% decreased accuracy debuff for 2 turns. We don't got to worry about decreased accuracy, but an AoE with an attacker should be very good. And if you max it out, it's going to be a 3-turn cooldown. And this move right here fills the turn meter of all allies except himself by 20%. He places a 25% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. And when maxed out, this is a 4-turn cooldown. So I would highly recommend working on Blood Painter if you have him. He can be acquired from Ancient Shards or Mystery Shards. So hopefully you guys have him and kept a copy of him. Let's get Gnarlhorn. So let's go back for a sec. So we're not going to be looking at this Void champion because he's harder to acquire because he's a Void champion. I'm guessing they're going to let us use either 5 or 4 champions for Faction Wars. So we already have 5 rares. So if you have 5 rares, you already have a team. If not, you can use one of these, whatever you need. If you need a support or if you need another champion, I would recommend going for the support. So let's go back to Gnarlhorn. So he has a ability that he attacks one enemy and damage increases according to how much HP this champion has lost, and this attack cannot be a strong, critical, or weak hit. He can place a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn, and he can place increased defense on himself for 2 turns. And what makes him really good is this ability right here, unkillable on himself. So he places unkillable buff on himself for 2 turns. And if you max it out, that's going to be a 3-turn cooldown that synergizes very well with his basic attack. Because if he has basically like 1 HP left, and then the enemy can't kill him, this move will be dealing a lot of damage. Look at Channeler. Channeler is good because he has heal reduction. I think heal reduction is going to be important, and he has a stun. And he can place a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns, and fill the turn meter of all allies by 15%. So him and Blood Painter is going to be a very good combo for turn meter boosting. And we also have Grappler. So Grappler has Weaken on his basic attack. A lot of you guys know him from the clan boss. A lot of people that don't have a weakened champion use him. He has a double hit that places poison, and he has a place a shield buff on allies equal to 20% of their HP, and a 15% reflect damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. And he can increase spirit ally HP in all battles by 19%. So out of these champions, he's the only one that has a viable aura skill that can be used for faction wars. But you're going to need to use spirit champions. So we only have 4 spirit champions here. If you have any epics or legendaries, I would use them. But for this team, so you're going to use Grappler, Channeler, and Gnarlhorn. And then you're going to have Satire, whatever his name is. You can probably go for a double of him, or if you have a double of one of the other ones. If you already have one maxed out, I would do that. So let's move on to the Orcs now. So the Orcs have 3 uncommons. Take a look at them. So we have War Chanter, who can place a stun on his basic attack. And he has an AoE that can decrease attack, and also has a chance of placing Provoke. So this guy is a very solid choice from the uncommons. And we have Tracker. Tracker, she's more of a... She has decreased defense and poison, and she's an attack type. So she was more of a champion for bosses, is what I would say. And we have Throat Cutter. She has a double hit on her basic attack, and she has an ability on her A2 that grants an extra turn if the target is killed. It can be on a 3-turn cooldown, so she's not bad. They have a lot of, the good thing about the Orcs is they have a lot of attackers, unlike the Skinwalkers. So of course we have Gallic here. If you guys chose Gallic, he has a universal aura skill. Increase ally HP in all battles by 15%. He has an AoE that can increase speed on himself, and he has a quadruple hit on his Cursed Blade, but attacks at random, and has chances of placing decreased defense. And also he has a double hit on his basic attack. So yeah, he's very solid. He's going to be very helpful for faction wars. We only have 1 farmable champion from the Orcs. It's Gore Mask. Gore Mask is actually pretty good. He has a double hit on his basic attack. He has a A2, he attacks one enemy, damage increased by 20% if his attack is critical. And this move right here is very powerful. Tearing Jaws, he attacks one enemy, will ignore shield and block damage buff. If you max him out, that's a 3-turn cooldown. So when I was looking through this, the only champions that I saw with an aura skill that were viable is Gallic, of course, and Ironclad. Ironclad has an increased ally HP in all battles by 16% aura skill. So he is a solid choice. He has heal reduction on his basic attack. He can remove 1 random debuff from all allies and place the increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. And his passive attack ability is when he's healed, he will attack all enemies, inflicting damage proportional to any surplus heal. Damage inflicted is equal to 50% of any surplus heal. So I was looking through it. I don't think there was any rares that could heal him, unless it was continuous heal. So that will be an issue. Tree Feller is not. It's one of those champions that's not that good. Other than her bombs, but her bombs on a 3-turn timer, so it's not that good. So Death Chanter is a solid choice for the Orcs. He can place a shield on himself for 2 turns. The value of the shield is equal to 20% of the damage inflicted. He has damage increase according to his current HP. So if he has max HP, he's going to be doing a lot of damage. He has a heal reduction, 100% heal reduction, by the way, on his A3. And let's move on to Chopper. So Chopper actually deals a lot of damage. I have him in my secondary account. I got him up to 4-star or 5-star, I don't remember, but he was actually dealing a lot of damage. He can place decreased defense on his basic. He can attack one enemy and place a stun, which is actually very good if the target's current HP is lower than this champion's current HP, which is actually very good because it happens often. He has ability that can remove 2 random buffs from the target, which is very powerful, and it can be on a 4-turn cooldown. So yeah, he is a solid choice. If you have Chopper, then I would recommend using him. And we have Spikehead. He has a double hit on his basic attack. He has increased crit rate and increased attack buff on himself for 2 turns. He has a triple hit on his A3 that has an extra 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. So what team would I use was running them in faction wars. Let's say I had everybody. I would actually use Ironclad as lead, and then I would use Gallic, of course. So we have an HP champion, we have an attack champion, and then I would pick Goremask, because Goremask deals a lot of damage. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then I would pick Chopper. That's 4. So if it was only 4, I'd pick those 4. And then if I had to pick another one, I would actually pick Totem just for a support unit. So she has poison on her basic attack, she has continuous heal, and she has an AoE that can decrease defense. So that's the team I would use. I would use Ironclad as the lead, Gallic, Chopper, Goremask, and Totem. So that would be my team. And if I had to make an alternate team, I would actually use all 3 of these uncommon champions. Throw in Death Chanter. Death Chanter and Spikehead. So that's 2 teams right there from the Orc faction. And as always, if you have epics or legendaries, you can use them. And Shaman is one of those free-to-play champions because you actually get her from the daily login rewards. So if you guys haven't used her as food, I would recommend using her as well. So we're going to go over the Dwarves real quick since we have some time. So the Dwarves are very, very simple. Just use all of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then choose one of these if you have to pick 5. Let's see which one's better. So Lion Entropy has a provoke on his basic, and a provoke on his A2. Slicer. So if you need more DPS, I would go for Slicer. If you need a tank, I would go for Lion Infantry. So yeah, it's very simple. You just use Grumbler, you use Beast Wrestler, Honor Guard, and Master Butcher, if you have them. Bulwark is very, very good. He's the best rare out of all of them, but he's a void type, so it's hard to get him. Of course, if you have the epics and the legendaries, I would go for that. So it's very simple to build a dwarf team, but I feel like they're going to release more dwarf champions before Faction Wars is released, or at the time that Faction Wars is released, which is incredibly soon, according to Plarium. So guys, that's it for this video. On the next video, we're going to be going over the Corrupted, so we're going to go over the Demon Spawn and the Undead Hordes. So if you guys found this video helpful or entertaining in any way, make sure you guys drop a like. And if you guys are new to the channel and you like what you see, then definitely hit that big red subscribe button. And while you're at it, make sure you hit the bell icon to let YouTube know you want to see up to date all my latest content. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.